report?
Sorry, we missed that, but we got it going. Figured it out.
Okay. Mr. Norton, do you have anything to report on?
Sorry about that. I couldn't find the Zoom. Yeah, nothing to report. Sorry I didn't get that sent earlier. I didn't even know we had a meeting today. So that's why I didn't get an email and I was working. But yeah, nothing to report.
Okay, thank you. CDA, anything to add to your report?
Sorry, nothing to add.
Okay. Austin is not here. I know CD10, he sent his report already. CD11, CJ, I saw your report. Anything else you want to add?
Nothing done.
All right. Moving on to committee reports. 50th Anniversary Committee, do we have anything to report on that?
Yes. So we had a kind of a texting conversation after our initial Google Meet meeting, and we are basically trying to hammer out a date and location as our first priorities. Past that point, then we are going to expand to include, the various different activities that we want to, do for the party. We are kind of also kicking around the idea of having a theme. But I think primarily we are aware of the fact that we are going to need more people involved, more people who are willing to volunteer. And we also need an idea of what kind of budget we're looking at. Since we do want to fundraise, if there is somebody who is particularly experienced with fundraising, we'd appreciate suggestions and input, or they're volunteering on our committee. But this is kind of where we are right now, is we're just trying to kind of get a base established so we can build from there. There's lots of ideas past that point, but we've got to hammer down a date and a location first.
Okay, thank you. All right, next, candidates.
I had a question.
Yes.
When is you said we had to hammer down a time for this, but that seems to be kind of already set because it's the 50th anniversary. So it's that kind of seems to be a preset point there, like a birth date kind of thing.
Well, you're not wrong. The thing is that it happens next year, but we need to pick a weekend and we need to pick a location because we have kind of the entire state to work with, but we need to find some place that's fairly centrally located where we can get a space that's large enough to accommodate however many people we anticipate coming, but that we can book a year in advance, which means we need an idea of how much it's going to cost. And then we need to find a way to fundraise so that we can, build on that. But ultimately, it has a specific day, but I'm not sure it's going to fall on a weekend that's going to work for everybody who wants to attend. Did that answer your question?
Well, I was going to say, this sounds like a lot like our next convention next year with the theme of our 50th anniversary thing, I guess. Just my point.
Hey, James, we actually kind of started to tackle that one, and ultimately, like this, it's just not going to work out well, I think. I mean, it's going to be just my personal opinion on it. It's going to represent more of the February convention, where we tried to have more of a party than a convention, and we, wound up spending more time on business than what was initially allotted. So I'm 100% that we should make these as two separate things. The other issue is that technically, to your point also, the actual anniversary date is like December. It's the absolute end of the year. So yeah, we'll keep these separate issues.
Sounds good. Any other questions? Mr. Lewis?
Yes, is it an official committee? I know we threw together a hodgepodge at the last SEC, but did we make it a committee? Because we don't. It's just three people hanging out talking about a party.
I consider it a committee.
Okay.
And you can add people
Yeah,
to.
I have it. I have it written up in the minutes as a committee. It was formed. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yes, does anybody else want to join right now? We'd love your participation.
You can probably send out an email to the membership to see if anyone else is interested. So,
Mr. Curtis up.
Quick comment, 3 people hanging out talking about a party is the definition of a libertarian committee, so good work.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to make a point on the on that previous, I guess. Well, this was actually something Holly had brought up way back. She had been reached out to by Joel Salatin, who owns Polyface Farm, about being involved somehow. And after everything kind of went through the fiasco, I actually reached out to them, said, hey, I'm on the SCC, and because we were looking for a convention spot and everything. So I thought, well, let me just reach out to them and see, because he's very libertarian, obviously, and wants to be involved. And he said, well, their facility is kind of big, and they couldn't really do anything like for just like our convention, something smaller like that. But he said, their facility, because of the staffing and all, is expensive. Even if he was to do it, at a lesser price, if you will, it's still not something we can do, quote, for free. But he suggested if we did our event along with somebody else's event that was there, if they had a food freedom event or something like that, and we were to coordinate with them, he goes, then we can do it for obviously a much better price. We can fit everybody in, and they might only be using part of the facility anyway. So anyway, it was just something to think about. We just kind of, quote, put a pin in the conversation and waited. But if we get down to, a time, that could be something to reach out to them, or I can reach back out to him and see what they have coming up next year. That might be a good event that we can kind of run along with, where, they might have one side of a facility, well, the other side, but because we can do it together, it cuts the price way down. Anyway, that's all the details I have, but we can go further with that. Yes.
sounds like you're volunteering to be on the committee.
Yes, we'll take him. So what kind of pricing were you referring to as being expensive?
Well, I think, and it's been a while because this was last fall, I guess, when I talked to him. I believe it was like 10 grand was the price if you wanted to rent their facility. But they also had, and I don't remember whether it was, I think it came with food, because obviously they're farm to table place. It included food for everybody. Like each one was like $50 per person, included like a whole meal that they cooked and provided, and it was the whole works. Like but then there was also a facility part that went with it. I think it was like a package, but for some reason I remember the number 10,000. Which when we were just wanting to run our convention, that was obviously not in the budget. But he suggested saying, hey, if you do it along with somebody else who's doing an event, because it's like the places are big, they have that you could coordinate. And anyway, let him know what's going on.
Gotcha.
So impromptu poll of the crowd. If we take for granted that quality will equate to price, what would you guys like the ticket price to be? What would you be willing to pay to attend such an event?
Wait, Tim, if I can jump in for a second, it's Jason. To be honest, I think that we need to kind of figure out where we're going to go with like the whole fundraising thing first.
Sure.
We need to figure out, get a rough order of magnitude just with how many people might even be showing up. If we pitch this or we solicit this or market this as an overarching like borderline fair type of situation, there could be like a couple thousand people. That'd be phenomenal. But yeah, I think yeah.
I mean, for a quality gala, I've spent over $100 to attend. I just don't know if that's within the median threshold of the LP.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it
Well,
also kind of what's
David,
included.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying it depends on what's included. If you're including food, if you're including other things like
That's why I
that.
said, that's why I said taking for granted that the price is going to equate to what's included. What is the cap? Because some people won't pay $100 regardless of what's included in the $100.
Sure.
Well, David can bring all this stuff up at our next meeting.
So,
I
would
think
you
that's a
guys-
great idea.
would you all like me to reach out to Joel or Polyface Farm and retouch base with him on this and just see what they have
Yeah, sounds good.
up, and just as that way we can weigh it as an option. All right, and I'll see if I can nail down more details from him
All right.
in my unofficial status as part of the committee.
Your first act as as a member of the committee.
Can I just jump in here real quick and say that of the initial planning so far, we have talked about music and dancing and food, potentially games that are kind of libertarian minded. We're also looking to have guest speakers or potentially something including kind of a nod or maybe a digital message from various libertarians who are national. So we are interested in what people would like to see there. We're definitely interested in input, even if you don't want to join the committee, you just have a suggestion you want to throw in our direction. We want this to be something that everybody cannot wait to attend. We want this to be like the big bash that we would like it to be. So input, absolutely welcome.
Okay. Well, let us know when your next meeting is, and if any of us can come, we will. All right. Candidates Support Committee. Mr. Lewis, do you have anything on that?
It's been pretty quiet, to tell you the truth. The mails haven't really been coming in. If you have candidates in your district who need help getting signatures, who need help with campaign ideas, need help with graphics design, need help with content design, speech prep, whatever they need, please do direct them to the Candidate Support Committee. We have a wide range of people there who are willing and able to help out.
All right. Thank you. All right. Affiliate Support Committee, Mr. Kerfies, do you have anything?
Sorry, I was on mute. No, nothing really going on right now.
All right.
I think, Three Rivers sounds like it's not anything. So we could probably look at members that would want to form something out, out there if we have any. But no, I mean, at this time, don't really have anything going on.
All right. Thank you. All right. On the old business, events in the area, Mr. Secretary.
Yes. So this is just kind of a rehash from the last meeting. Basically, we're going to need to, at some point, pull the trigger on getting some merchandise and promotional items, things like that. We're going to have to, I don't know, we can coordinate over email or Discord or something like that. That might actually be a better place to collaborate than in a meeting anyways. So I'm going to punt this to the Discord, because I feel like it's something that it's better to be able to copy paste links and things like that. But I would say kind of start thinking about what sort of budget we would have for something like this, and that is an overarching kind of question to everybody. So that's all I really have on the merchandising. Event wise, we got to do some more events. I've pushed it out to the CD chairs. You guys find events that are in y'all's area, and let's see about jumping onto those. So.
All right. Any questions on that?
I just have one. If we do the Libertarians at the ballpark again for the Fredericksburg Nationals, or are you guys going to be able to get attendees to come? Because it takes quite a bit of down payment to secure that.
I'd be willing
Yeah,
to come.
so yeah, let us know also what kind of commitment that requires. I think that that's something, we could probably solicit for over Discord or something like that. And yeah, dude.
Any other questions?
Yeah, last time I think the deposit was like 500, which is half of the price for 30 tickets. But we had a whole section to ourselves and food and everything else, so it was catered, and we had our name up on the marquee for a bit. So
Cool. And was that you guys just picked one of the games to do that at, or?
correct, we worked with their coordinator there on the field and had a couple meetings, set it all up. But yeah, we had burgers, dogs, non-alcoholic drinks, but they had alcohol for sale up at the standard bar. But yeah.
Nice. All right. Affiliate status, Mr. Secretary.
Yep, this is again another rehash of the request for information that I pushed out 2 meetings ago. So we need to kind of iron out our affiliates and figure out their tax status, their basically everything that puts them in basically in accordance with our bylaws. So section 403, I think it is in the bylaws. I mean, ideally, this is all just kind of coming down to basic organization. And I mean, like, technically speaking, I think that, I mean, like, we could do that for a handful. We could probably get most of our affiliates to produce all that information without issue. But, this is also going to kind of give us an idea as to which affiliates need some help and kind of get everybody on the same page. So again, CD chairs, please reach out to the affiliates in your districts and either send them my way or something, but that would be appreciated. Over.
Would the best thing to have the affiliate chairs contact you directly?
Yes, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. All right, on to platform committee appointments. Mr. Vice Chair.
So did everybody, and I'll forgive Mr. Ogle since I think he found out today that he was part of this meeting. Did everybody else have a chance to review the applications that were submitted?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So the way, if anybody doesn't know, the way that this committee works is that because we are one of the top 10 largest affiliates in the country, we get 1 representative and theoretically unlimited alternates. I think that we should probably limit it to 2, though, assuming that we have 2 that we want to send. So what would be a good way to do this? Do we have I'm sure we can do yes, no votes, but do we have a way to do like an election type of vote easily, or is that complicated here?
Should have gotten the ranked choice voting guy that was at the CD2 convention to get online, set something up for us.
I mean, you could probably just do hand gestures for the people that are on the app. But if not everybody's on the app, I don't think so. I'm not set up for that.
Okay. Well, I know that Mr. Matt Cholko, who is up here, I believe in CD8, has been the rep on the National Platform Committee for the last, I think, 3 or 4 terms. Okay, his application says 4 terms. So I think that he's I motion that we appoint Matt Choco as the LPVA's representative on the National Platform Committee.
So we're waiting for a second? I'll
Yes.
second that. Second.
Point of information. Hang on. Point of information, real quick, Paul.
Sure.
Has Mr. Choco affirmed that he would be interested in this position?
Yes.
I
spoke with
yeah,
him.
and I can speak to that as well. As can Jen. We were talking to him about it yesterday morning. Although he has some nuanced thoughts on it. But yeah, he has affirmed that he would be interested.
Okay, thank you.
I am taking all 8 of the applicants that we received through the form as basically an affirmation that they're interested. Like, if you're not interested, don't apply. But that's good to know.
He did say that he's hoping that we will send alternates so that other people will know how the committee works, so that he doesn't always have to do it. Not that he doesn't want to, but he wants other people to have a chance to know what actually goes on with the committee.
That is my hope as well.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, can I ask a question? Why is it you want to do just 2 alternates when you have 7 other people who are very interested in doing this? Why don't you just send all 7 of those as alternates, since we can do that?
So any alternate on the committee, while they don't necessarily get a vote unless sort of either the primary is absent or the primary and whoever is in front of them, because every alternate has to be ranked. It's not just sort of toss them all in the bucket. Every single one of them gets to debate. So I think that if we were to send, sorry, I need to correct myself, 7 people, looks like we have a duplicate entry here. If we were to send 7 people, 1 rep and 6 alternates, that is going to be quite a lot of debate on what my understanding is already a very large committee. So it's a 20-person committee, even just considering the representatives. So this is not a person's only opportunity to be on the committee as well. So in addition to the 10 largest affiliates, it is the 5 sort of per capita largest in terms of national party membership. And then I believe the LNC gets to appoint 5. So even if somebody were to not be selected here, they do have an opportunity to be selected either as a representative or as an alternate by the LNC.
Yeah, but that's probably not going to happen. But because they'll pick who their favorites are, you know. I'm just, you know, California is going to be a big one, and they're going to send, you know, 50 people. Or I mean, do you know how many other states what they're sending? Or I mean, is there an idea? Because if we have it, I don't see a problem with sending it.
So
I'm not going to be in the meeting, so they can talk all they want.
Let me pull it up there. I don't know that there's a lot of other states, but I think maybe 3 or 4 other states have already appointed theirs. Let me look it up. Subcommittees.
I mean, we want people to represent Virginia, so just having 2 voices outside the main guy is not really a whole lot. When someone else could have 15 people to speak up for their state.
So
I know it's a bylaws or the platform committee, but you know, you want to make sure Virginia is represented pretty well there.
to answer your question, Florida has appointed 1 representative and 0 alternates. Georgia has appointed 1 representative and 1 alternate, and Colorado has appointed 1 representative and 3 alternates.
Well, that answers the question there then. Now, so I just want to make sure we're not going to be underserved is all. So two's
I-
good then. Yeah,
I-
that'd be fine.
I think
But me-
that Colorado is known for sending a lot of people to the platform committee. And this is sort of not necessarily LPVA specific, but I do know that on the National Bylaws Committee, there is a proposal that would limit appointing alternates to this type of committee or to other types of committees, where basically you get to appoint the number of alternates that are equal to the number of seats. So basically each affiliate would get to appoint one alternate, and the national party or the LNC would be able to appoint up to 5 because they have 5 appointments. The reason why I would suggest, though, obviously it's up to this committee to send only 2, is that I think that in the interest of what Mr. Choco had apparently spoken about, where we don't want to create a key person dependency where he's the only one who's been doing this for a decade and nobody else sort of even has any clue about what the procedure is because nobody's done it in forever. That's why I would suggest we send 2, because then come 2020, like I guess the committee to prepare for the 2026 national convention, there would be the opportunity for Matt to step away if he wanted to, and we would have a person with experience, like 2 people with experience that hopefully at least one of them, if not both of them, would be interested in serving again. And then we would be able to fill our 2, assuming that passes, or at least 2 if it doesn't, positions.
Logan, I've got you down as the second on that motion.
Yep.
Jen, you with us?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Matt was actually messaging me to see if the meeting was happening. I guess he tried to get in earlier when you were having technical issues. I think he was going to try and get in here to speak on his behalf. But
Yeah, nobody's in the lobby right now.
gotcha. All right. Well, we've got a motion on the table. If there's no other discussion. So let's, in this case, it's just a simple majority, or does this require 2/3?
Can we please restate the motion?
Motion was to appoint
Matt Chalco.
Chalco
Yeah, sorry.
as our representative to
As
the
LP.
Central Platform Committee. All right, CD1.
Vote yes.
All right, CD2.
Sounds good to me.
All right, CD3.
Yes.
CD4.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, CD5.
Yes.
CD7.
Yes.
All right, CD8.
Yes.
And no CD9. CD10.
Yes.
11.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Secretary.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Vice Chair, are you going to vote yes on your motion?
Yes.
All right, I will put a yes vote in as well. So you can let him know that he will be our representative. And Mr. Vice Chair, do you have a suggestion of how we pick the alternates?
Well, now is the hard part, both, I think, in picking and in how are we going to do this voting. So how about this? I would like to motion that we appoint 2 alternates to be named to the National Platform Committee.
Paul, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is, can you explain the nature of your phrasing right there? Are you just trying to get the idea of 2 alternates done out of the way first?
That is correct.
Okay,
So that basically we're creating the 2 positions.
I second the motion. Sorry, this is James Curtis, CD5.
Thank you, James. So we're just motioning to create the 2 positions so we can fill the positions. Is that?
Yeah. I'm wondering if the voting itself would be best done on the email list. I'm not sure. It's just a thought that I have. I don't know what the answer is for the best way to do this.
Yeah,
We don't
if we had
necessarily-
a way to do ranked choice
Yeah.
voting, that probably would be the best, but
If we want to table this to explore some of the ranked choice voting programs and, you know, what's available online for free, I mean, we can essentially do this vote by e-vote.
yeah, if I could say, I agree. I've actually got an example of a site we could use right here. And also even just collecting it from emails if we wanted to. I have a program that can tally up votes if we have them listed out as well. So I think that yeah, e-vote sounds good.
Then I would like to amend my motion so that it instead is that we create 2 ranked alternates to the National Platform Committee to be named using ranked choice voting on our email list.
I approve of the amended
Yeah,
motion.
I second it.
all right. Any other discussion on that? Anyone opposed? All right, hearing none, motion carries. We will do that over email. All right, bylaw amendment proposals, Mr. Vice Chair.
So I want to focus on one of them over the other one because I think the second one needs more discussion. The one that is dealing with affiliates, I think, needs more discussion, specifically with members and especially the board members of the local affiliates. I don't want to push anything on them that they haven't seen, that they don't know is coming. So I have no plans to do anything more than discuss that proposal in this meeting. The other one is the delegate selection, and I can share my screen on that one. Oh, no, I cannot. Is it possible to allow screen sharing? Or okay, that works too. Oh, that's the local committee one. I think it should be update delegate selection. So it looks like a big change, but in terms of substance, there's not as much as there looks. what I'm doing is, first of all, if you scroll down to the very end of this, there are there's a provision. It's the last section. The SCC shall make no changes to list of all the sections that are dealing with this. Either within 180 days prior to the national convention or within 60 days of the regular convention. And I want to put this in here because as of now, the SCC could potentially call a vote the day before the convention and amend this to be something completely different, and it would be valid, and it would all the members would have to deal with it. So adding this will give members some certainty that the system which they're going to be electing their delegates under is not going to change at the last minute. So other than that, it's putting it into more standardized format for the bylaws, where it has the section number, dots, another section number, dot another section number, versus the more kind of list format that it was in before. Let's see, it is still members may cast no more than 1/4, or in the original language, 25%.
Paul, can you just let me know where you're referencing that so
Sure.
I can
So
scroll
the
up
start of the
yeah.
blue. And if anybody is uncertain, the red strike through is take it out, blue underline is put it in. So it is still 1/4 of the positions rounded up. You can vote. You can't vote for more than from one person more than once. So you can, if say we have 40 delegates, then you can vote for 10 people. But you can't vote for one person 10 times. And then take all the results, rack and stack, and all right, so we have 40. So the top 40 vote getters, their delegates. 41 is alternate number 1. 42 is alternate number 2, etc. So the delegate selection is 5.2.1. 5.2.2 is the alternate selection. Yeah, it's kind of split across pages, sorry. So that'll be in rank order, and they're just, you like, the alternate's going to take the place of a delegate. And then this is ties only matter either when you're filling the end of the delegate seats or you are anywhere in the alternate seats. So this is just saying that, all right, when two people are tied and it matters, then the convention chair is going to draw names out of a hat. If somebody has a better solution, fine with that, but some kind of just random, we gotta pick people. So, and it'll do, let's say that there's 3 people tied and it's you filled 39 of your 40 delegate seats, and the next 3 people are all tied. You put the 3 names in a hat. Convention chair picks one, they are delegate number 40. Convention chair picks a second one, they are alternate number 1. Convention chair picks a third one, they are alternate number 2, and we move along.
The meeting is done as part of the convention business.
Yes. That's actually what 5.2.4 is saying. And I think that is actually a substantive change, is 5.2.4, which is saying that the tallies and like how those tie-breaking results go will be in the convention minutes. So this isn't saying that it's now a public vote. It's that what is recorded is like, say, Jen gets 50 votes because she's awesome, and I get 40 votes, and Jason gets 40 votes, etc. So that's just so that there's a record, and that if in the future there's any controversy, you can go back. No, it's in the minutes, recorded in the minutes. So no arguing. So that is this proposal. I'll hold off on making any motion at this point. See if anybody wants to do some informal discussion.
Mr. Curtis?
Question, point of information. I believe under the language listed under proposed amendment, I noticed some variances between that language and the language listed under if adopted will read. As an example, in the blue next to last paragraph, the vote tallies as well as the result of the breaking tie shall be recorded in the convention amendment minutes. But under the if adopted will read, that paragraph reads the voting results as results of breaking ties shall be recorded in the. So I just want to clarify which language we're voting on, if there are other variances that I did not notice.
Okay. I think it is actually getting mad at tallies legitimately. So I think voting results is more clear. That's so if Mr. Secretary, if you could scroll down to the bottom there at the beginning of 5.2.4 and just change it to the vote results. Let's see. Were there any other specific sections that were inconsistent? Apologies.
None that I
I've gotten them
noticed.
all. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Let's see. Okay. So I move that we amend the bylaws to strike the existing section, which is indicated in red, and insert the language in blue in this proposal.
I'll second. It's Jason.
All right, thank you, Jason. Any other discussion? All right, let's vote. CD1. Mr. Kerpies? Yes, I will come back to him. CD2?
Just to clarify, we're voting to amend with the specific language in blue, correct?
Correct.
I'm
It-
sorry,
I agree.
Jen. I'm sorry, but I vote yes.
Okay. Jacqueline, you said yes as well?
Yes.
Okay. CD3?
Yes.
CD4?
Yes, ma'am.
CD5?
I abstain.
Okay. CD7?
Yes.
All right, CD8?
Yes.
CD10?
Yes.
CD11?
Yes.
Mr. Secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Vice Chair?
Yes.
All right, and Chair will vote yes. So that passes. Bylaws have been amended. Did you still want to discuss your other bylaws amendment?
I would certainly want to discuss it. I just get everybody's thoughts. I think that it's certainly this one's more substantive. I think that it requires more solicitation of opinions, I guess. Because of its subject matter, it's not like the previous, it was pretty much just a decision of the state party. Whereas this is going to affect a lot more people and local affiliates, and I really don't want to spring this on anybody. I want to create a more formalized process, but I don't want anyone to be surprised. So this is a replacement of, though a lot of things are retained, I think. Certainly the structure at least is retained of the old section 4.3. So it's the entire thing is stricken out. And then there's the blue section below that would be inserted. And I want to be clear, I'm not making this motion today.
Okay.
I guess I can't stop anyone else from making it, but I do not plan to. So let's start at the beginning of the blue section, please. So this is, I think, the same with possibly exception. I don't know. Well, anyway, the first that like here and after referred to as affiliates. So yeah, I think it's that is new. And I certainly want to get our secretary's opinion on that. But let's keep moving. I think really in that section, in the main 4.3 section, that last sentence is what's new. So 4.3.1, this is where we start to get some differences. The way that this is worded, it is essentially an affiliate meets these conditions, they are going to become an affiliate unless actively denied. It's not petition for approval. It is assumption of approval unless there is explicit action taken by the SCC. So I kind of combined one and another where it was previously was saying it was 5 members of the national party. That's now been changed to 3 members of the state party. So both of those are changes. One is the number and one is which organization. This is going to be 4.3.1 in that first number 1. So at least 3 members of the party. And then in these documents, party with a capital P without the word libertarian in front of it means LPVA. So residents of the county or city to be affiliated, adopted written rules for its governance, that's already there. Elected officers, according to the rules, that's already there. 4 is a, like, what the kind of stuff that Jason was talking about that we're chasing down is that, like, it's on you, affiliates. Like, you need to be complying with applicable laws. So
Point
if
of
you,
information.
yes, sir.
Yeah, so the big thing for this is really just kind of risk management for LPVA as well. If we were to bring an affiliate in who doesn't have the appropriate tax status, then we would technically we would be kind of guilty by association. So this is, you know, making sure that everyone has 527 PAX, whatever, you know, that's risk management for us. So that's my, just want to throw that out there.
So I think adding that, the financial structure requirement and the changes to number of members and who they're a member of. Financial structure, I think Jason covered it well. I think it's very low hanging fruit for us to change it from members of the national LP to members of the state party, because these are affiliates of the state party. They're not affiliates of the national party. The reason why I went from 5 to 3, the idea is to make it more accessible to lower population counties, where if they wanted to form an affiliate of just that county, you can. Like it's feasible. Hopefully you would develop it into more than 5, but you can at least start it with 3 and then go from there. And I think if you had 3 dedicated people, you could do it. You could do it. They need to be dedicated, but
Mr. Curtis?
I'm sorry,
You're muted.
would
There you go.
would there be a way to clarify if we're talking at the county or city level, 3 members, as opposed to 3 people spread over 3 different counties deciding they're going to form an affiliate?
We certainly could. Right now, this language would allow 3 people across 3 counties to form an affiliate.
And as it stands, that's why I oppose lowering at one time, I believe it was 10 and we lowered it to 5 for some of the same logistical concerns you mentioned. And going to 3, if we're going to form a regional affiliate with 3 people, that seems ridiculous.
So my first, I think that's a valid concern. My first thought is you could say 3 members of the party who are residents of the county or city to be affiliated. Oh, dang. I had changed that language to the area represented. Hold on. Where did I put the new language? Yeah, because so I guess this is just informal discussion. So I could see something where you have like 3 per county. What I would be worried about is, say, some of the smaller independent cities that are sort of fully surrounded by a county. By having it be that county plus that city, would it then become 6? I'd be fine if it said somehow you were to say 3 per county. I'd want to have some way to solve for that problem.
Mr. Ogle?
Yeah, hey, Paul, I got a question. So just, I guess, some of the mechanics of this. So an affiliate that wishes to join and get recognized by the party. Just my quick read of this, looks like they would submit their application package to the party secretary.
Yes.
And so I guess then, I mean, conceivably the party secretary could just sit on it and not do anything, even though they have, they may have met all those 4 conditions that you lay out there. Is that, do you see that as a sort of a single point of failure or like a risk?
Well, I mean, if people were to send the email and then never follow up, yes, potentially. But I would hope that if people are not getting any sort of response from the secretary, then you'd raise it to like your your CD chair, you'd raise it to other members of the SCC, you'd just talk about it to other members of the party. It essentially, yes, except that you need one person, you need somebody who's responsible for this. You can't just say forward to the SCC because the SCC is an entity, it's not a person. The reason why I put secretary, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So there are I say follow-up actions and pressure that could be applied, and other so the SCC or somebody could kind of force, in a sense, the secretary to take action.
Sure. If somebody was being obstinate enough, it is within the SCC's power to remove the secretary and replace them with somebody else. That's probably a pretty extreme response, but it is allowed.
Mr. Norton?
Yeah, actually, I want to follow up on William's point because I actually agree. That's been we had that issue with the previous secretary chair not replying to people, and unless you had 2/3 majority to oust them, it didn't matter. They could just ignore stuff. So I think if there's a way to have a deadline for the secretary to reply, and if the secretary doesn't, it automatically defaults a second tier, whether it goes to the SCC for a up or down vote automatically if the secretary doesn't reply within a certain amount of time. I don't know. I'm just thinking of something that doesn't, again, rely on one person.
I do want to point out the responsibility of the affiliate is to send it to the party secretary. The party secretary could sit on it for the full 90 days, in which case it is now like they are an affiliate. Like the secretary doesn't have to do anything. The secretary just has to receive the information.
Got it. So that already the way it is within 90 days, if the secretary does nothing, they're an affiliate automatically.
Yes. That's how this is structured, is that basically no action. So petition from the point of somebody who's complied with those requirements, whatever we end up doing for those requirements, but they've complied with those requirements, and they take the action of submitting that petition to the secretary. The SCC takes no action. They are an affiliate.
Okay.
Like
I that's good. Yeah.
Where is that language?
An affiliate shall be recognized by the party upon petition to the party secretary for recognition. It demonstrates, and then it within your petition, you have to demonstrate the things. So your petition has to have the written rules. It has to have presumably convention minutes at whatever convention you elected the officers at. You have to have it signed by whatever group that we're going to end up saying, whether it's national, whether it's LPVA, whether it's 3, whether it's 5 or something else, who knows. You're going to have it signed by some amount of people. So that packet has to contain everything.
Sure.
And you send that packet to the secretary, and then the clock starts ticking. And if that clock hits 0, the SCC no longer has an opportunity to do anything about it.
So is that clock ticking dynamic that you just described? Is that like, where are the words describing that in here?
It's 4.3.1.
Did you poo-poo or fart? Did you poo-poo or fart?
That we can deny affiliation within 90 days.
But it takes action. The SCC has to do a thing. SCC does nothing as long as they can, like this group can then say, here's the email, here's the packet, here's the timestamp on the email. This is more than 90 days ago. Like technically they're an affiliate immediately. It's just that they can no longer be unaffiliated that way.
Yeah, I mean, I see the intent. I'm just trying to, like when I read that section there, an affiliate shall be recognized by the party when upon petition to the party secretary, it demonstrates. So somebody has to review that package and confirm that it demonstrates those.
Not
those four
necessarily.
criteria. No,
That packet just has to demonstrate. It can, like, theoretically, it could sit in this party secretary's inbox for a year, not having been read. They've been an affiliate for a year. It's like the thing is that you just have to have proof. We sent it. Here's the packet. Here's what it contains. It contains everything that meets your requirements. We're an affiliate.
okay, so is
It
there
didn't
any,
deny us.
is there any, I guess, so what's the artifact that I guess shows everyone else that the affiliate is now recognized by LPVA?
I mean, they can take that email and they can take that packet and publicize it. If the SCC has like their deadline is passed, then their deadline is passed. Then you move into 4.3.2, where the cause is strictly limited for disaffiliation. So I do want to draw a contrast between 4.3.1, where it says affiliate, and like, let's just start with the very beginning of it. An affiliate shall be recognized. And then I believe it is in 4.3 of the original language. If you see it crossed out, or if you look to the on the left column, a city or county committee shall be eligible for official recognition. So there is a distinct difference between shall be recognized and shall be eligible for recognition. That means you can, and we might, but we also might not. Versus shall is, this is what's going to happen.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes, I actually was wondering what was the impetus for changing the language? Have we been neglecting to recognize affiliates? I mean, what caused this to be a problem that we need to change this for?
So I think this part that we're talking about now, I think that it became apparent, at least to me, and other people might have different opinions, during the Central Virginia LP affiliation process. How there's, I assume hand means raising hand.
Yeah, I can't raise my hand since I'm the host.
Oh. Mr. Bruce, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was actually going to speak after Ms. Campbell, but yeah, I mean, essentially just speak to the Central Virginia part. Nick can do this too, but yeah, I mean, we basically we were held up for no reason whatsoever. And that's what this is trying to kind of combat.
So when you said that you guys were held up for no reason whatsoever, that meant that there were affiliates, or at least a affiliate, who was waiting for approval before they moved forward, and that's what we're trying to avoid happening in the future?
Central Virginia had met all of the requirements to be an affiliate in, I think it was August. Actually, I think it was earlier than that. It was probably July. But we were not officially affiliated into the LPVA until sometime well after, I think it was November. So, and the whole holdup there was personal.
Yeah, it was, I'll speak a little bit more to it. It was definitely a personal thing where they were essentially gatekeeping because they didn't like me or Jason or the people that were trying to form the affiliate. So I think hopefully this would avoid that, or at least slow it down, because I guess it could, like, the SCC could still hold a meeting to vote on that, to not let them be recognized. But this doesn't give it like a you know, it allows it to happen without the gatekeeping in a sense, I guess.
So I was actually gonna motion to table here because I do think that there's a lot of nuance with this that, and realistically, no one actually read this. So I would like to punt this to either to our next meeting and then get a little bit more fidelity and everything else that's associated with it. Everyone here can kind of familiarize themselves with it. We don't need to spend 30 minutes going over the intricacies of this. So I motion to table.
Point of personal privilege. I did read this.
Acknowledged.
Logan Hoy, CD8, I will second the motion to table action on this.
All right. Anyone opposed? All right, motion to table passes.
David Norton, CD7. I don't want to oppose, but I do want to add one more note following also up with what William said. The regarding to the number of number of members to form an affiliate. I don't have a personal opinion as far as the number goes, but as far as the way districting, like where I live, I'm just across the county line into Culpeper. If I throw a rock across the river, I hit Fauquier County, and within 10 miles down the road is Warrenton, the town. So if there was a Warrenton, affiliate, if you will, there would be people that lived in Culpeper County and Fauquier County and in the town of Warrenton. So that would, I guess, be 3 districts. So just keeping that in mind, that there are areas that where 2 counties come together and people live on either side, that's going to form a, it's not really a county that's the affiliate, but it'll be within the area. Just so people keep that in mind when they're talking about numbers.
All right, thank you.
Just a point on that, because Warrenton is a town and not a city, it is considered part of Fauquier County. So it would not be 3, it would only be 2.
In this case, it would just be 2 because Warrenton's a town.
So, yes. So I'm sure everybody has some kind of independent city near them that is its own thing. It's not part of the county. So that is for the purposes of like all of our tracking and all that stuff. Yeah, anyway, we did.
All right,
yes.
we're done. All right, new business. We have a new affiliate to recognize, since our bylaws do still require us to do that. So the Libertarian Party of South Central Virginia has sent all of their information to us. They do have at least 5 members who have signed their petition, who are members of the National Party. They have their tax status all set to go. You just need to approve them. There's Carl here.
Hey, Carl, you wanna make this motion since these are your backyard.
I guess we make the motion to approve the South Central Virginia as an affiliate.
CD
I'll second that.
Yeah.
All right, any questions or discussion?
I guess just for my own information, what like towns, what major towns or anything are in this area?
It's going to be Chesapeake County. That's going to be Petersburg and Colonial Heights. Let's say somewhere Dinwiddie, and I think that's it right now.
Did you end up including Prince George and Hopewell? I thought that was on the original plan.
Was it? I don't think we did. They may have added them, but there's nobody there that's coming to the meetings. Not that far yet. So I think that's just something down the road. I may be wrong. I'm not part of the process of making this. And they were there before I came into it, so I've just added Chesterfield, asked them if we can join them, since I was the only active member anymore. But Petersburg and Colonial Heights are separate, and Chesterfield County and Dinwiddie are the ones I know of off the top of my head.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions?
Okay, so it is all 6.
Okay.
That's what the bylaws say.
I took that from the petition that they had sent.
Well, that's good enough.
And I figured out why the Hoop 6 didn't show up in your search initially when you were looking at active members. They didn't have their county filled out for Colonial Heights City in the CRM, so I have fixed that.
Point of information. So this recognition for this affiliate, is this going to be a 2/3 vote of the full SCC or just who's present? Or is it just a simple majority?
Well, I believe it's a 2/3 vote. From the bylaws we were just looking at. I don't remember if it says full SCC or just the people present.
So the current bylaws don't say 2/3 that I can see. I'm reading through. I'm not sure it says any threshold. This might fall to Roberts.
Actually, if you look at 4.03, I guess, .3, where its affiliation is always at will and part of both LPVA and affiliate. Affiliation may be revoked at any time for cause with a simple majority vote of the entire SCC. So I would think that I would think it would be majority of the entire SCC.
Okay. Well, is anyone opposed to recognizing our new affiliate?
I guess, has anybody looked at their package and verified that they've met the requirements?
Yes, we did a verification of all the membership for the 5 people, and I went onto the IRS website and confirmed that they have submitted their tax form to the A527.
Ms. Campbell?
Out of curiosity, because I'm new to this, do we ever do any research into any of the initial board members, make sure they're not part of any sort of hate groups or they've got violent stuff on their Facebook media pages or anything like that?
I think they're all people that we know personally. It's not anyone new, like brand new to the party.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, if it was, 5 people I'd never heard of, I definitely would research them. But they're all people that I've met in person, that many of them I've known for a lot of years, so they've got some sort of secret life I don't know about it, then I guess that's my fault. Any other questions? All right, so we got a motion on the table to approve the Libertarian Party of South Central Virginia. And with no opposition, we will pass that motion. So, Mr. Secretary, do you want to let Meredith know that they are official, or should we let Carl do that?
I'm doing that now.
You're doing that now. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Constitution Committee. I believe our esteemed Mr. Vice Chair is looking for more members.
No, I think just today I was able to wrangle another person into it. So I got my 5. I would ask that if we're gonna officially appoint these folks, that we leave the option for more people, whether they're on as an official voting member or as like some kind of alternate. And certainly I'd want to make sure that everything is open to all members of the party. But I believe had sent the list of folks. So, let's see, is this? Nope, that's got info in it. Apologies. So do you have the ability to put that the Excel document that I had sent on the screen? This is the LPVA
Do you want the whole?
Constitution.
Yeah. Do you want the whole thing or just a snapshot of the names?
I guess it depends on what questions people have and would like to have answered by it.
So here's the names of the people. If we want to go through and kind of tackle the substance of their interests and whatnot, then I guess people can pull that down from the Google groups also.
Yeah, that has a bit of more background of like, well, what I mean, some of it's like time commitment kind of stuff, but kind of what makes you interested, what qualifications might you have, what areas of the Constitution do you feel need work? So, and I am certainly open to more people participating here. Like, if we doubled this, we had 10 people, great. I don't know how many of you are aware. I'm actually on the National Bylaws Committee for this term, and the amount of ideas that I go in thinking are good, and then somebody else comes up with a different idea that I wouldn't have thought of, and it's way better. Like, it is 100% true that more minds focused on this problem create a better outcome. So if anybody on the call wants to join, if anybody knows anyone who wants to join, welcome to it. So,
point of information, is this an official committee already?
I think
or,
we did
or
create
are
it
we
as
kind
an
of establishing
official.
it?
I think we did create it as an official committee, but I think it's just me. I want to say this was back in one of the February meetings.
Hang on, I'm getting there. It was not in the origin or the main one. Might have been in the emergency one. No.
Maybe the January meeting?
Yeah, I'm pulling that up now.
Yeah, it looks like January 15th.
Okay, yep, so that is an official committee. All right. Okay, that was all the information that I needed.
So I think this was originally on the agenda because we didn't have the 5 people that you wanted, but
Yes. Well, I want. I guess I'm on this list, and I guess y'all already approved me, but I would like to have the remaining 4 signed off on. And
Point of order. I don't think we need to sign off on anything. If they want us to be on your committee, the only one we have to sign off on is the chair.
Yep.
Anybody else is just volunteering and woo, awesome. I don't think we need their approval. Or they don't need our approval.
yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Alrighty then.
Are you volunteering to be the chair of that committee? That's what we need approval for.
I believe I have already been volunteered back in January.
All right, that's all right. Next order of business then. State Convention Committee. I wanted to get this started just so that we can start finding a place where we can have our state convention February or March of next year. Since our last one was in Richmond, I was hoping this one could be possibly in Charlottesville or surrounding areas. But we do need to establish a committee and hopefully have a chair willing to search for other people to help with that. Any volunteers? I think since the national committee or national conventions in DC, I don't know that DC would be good. Plus, it's not technically in Virginia.
If we are, Logan Hoy, CD8 speaking, if we are targeting certain areas as possibilities, I think it probably makes sense to have somebody from one of those regions, take the lead on organizing. Just logistically, it probably makes more sense that way. Just a thought.
Mr. Curtis, do you know of anyone in your area that might be interested in helping with this?
I'll make some inquiries.
Okay.
I don't want to throw anyone under the bus yet.
Okay. And this would not necessarily be like a big party like we're planning for the 50th anniversary. So we really just need a place to have the business, possibly catered lunch or just a break to go out and get lunch somewhere. So it's probably not a complicated thing to plan.
I'll make note of that. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Ms. Campbell?
I don't mind being on that committee, but I'm not volunteering to chair that committee. I need to make that important distinction.
Okay, note taken.
Seeing as it doesn't seem like there's anybody leaving out of their seats, I'd like the motion to table this.
Is there a second?
Second, Jason.
All right. Anyone opposed? All right, we will table this. Mr. Curtis, I will get with you to see if we can find someone that can help plan this. So, all right, appointment of an interim IT director. If anyone was not aware, Mr. Kraus stepped down as our IT director due to other obligations. I did put out a request to the IT committee, see if anyone else wanted to step up. I did not get any response. So our esteemed vice chair has volunteered to step in as interim IT director for now until we can find someone else. Or if anyone else would like to volunteer. I don't like not having an IT director since we do a lot of business online.
A point of information, I believe Lawrence expressed some interest about that.
Was that?
Yeah, I think Lawrence Millen was kind of talking about, at least showed a modicum of interest. So
Okay, I may have missed that, but
Lawrence is on the IT committee currently, I do believe.
yes,
correct.
he is. Well, I can reach out to him and see if he would like to be officially appointed. Do you know where he made that suggestion, Mr. Bruce?
I'm just kind of going through some of the stuff from the IT committee chat. Yeah, I would look at him and Roland and just kind of ask them. But since we've supported the tabling of this, I'll just, we can just reach out to them on Discord.
Okay, sounds good. All right. We need to schedule. I'd like to schedule another in-person SCC meeting for the summer. It was suggested to me to have a meeting in Manassas. To help out the Prince Williams County affiliate, I believe. Any preference for July or August from anybody?
July is better for me than August. Definitely the first week of August. I think we should definitely avoid that. Personally speaking, I'd like to avoid August 12th weekend as well. But
Sure, do July.
Okay. Well, I will say in July, the only Saturday I'm available is the 22nd.
Yeah, that's one of the times that I know I'll be out of the country and busy, but I mean, I don't think my vote counts significantly for anything there. I'm just one person. I'm just mentioning it. I think we probably all have to check our calendars to figure out exact stuff. Maybe, if we can just come up with a couple possibilities and we can take the time to check against things.
Yeah, I didn't
I
know.
do believe that this
Or-
would be a good discussion point for the email thread or for the Discord.
We can do that.
All right, I will motion to table the selection of the date on the in-person meeting.
Logan Roy, CD8, second that motion.
All right, any opposed? All righty, next order of business. Mr. Secretary?
So this was just a very quick discussion that I wanted to put out there, but I've been doing a little bit of research on some of the tools that we currently use, like Zoom, which was a huge pain earlier. So there's a bunch of links that are in my officer report. I strongly suggest folks look over that. I mean, like, this is really like just kind of looking at the, quote unquote organization within this organization. I mean, we just really don't have a lot of it. So file repositories, things like that, where we can actually store all of our data. We can actually have like a proper turnover in the event of, something like the September 11th event again. So all of these things that would actually belong to the organization, not individual people. So just kind of take a look through the officer report. Like I said, there's a bunch of links in there. I personally prefer Zoho for a meeting. It's just a little bit better and a little bit less finicky than Zoom is. But there's also a bunch of things in there where, like, social media, marketing, and a bunch of other things that's just integrated into one comprehensive package. So just kind of look over that stuff. If you have any questions for me, throw it out in the Discord. We've been using some software work on project management, and it's a system called ClickUp. We could actually get it for free. And I mean, there's obviously like not full capability with it, but in the event that we actually wanted to, start automating some of these tasks and, kind of minimizing the manual input of things, I would strongly recommend that one as well. So right now, just kind of look over that stuff. We'll talk about it a little bit more. And if we get to a point of where we decide to allocate funding towards it, then I'll make the motion then.
All right, thank you. All right.
I will motion. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to motion to adjourn, but I'll pause on that if you have stuff.
No, I was going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
All right. Motion to adjourn.
Second, anybody?
I'll second it. Yeah, Carl will second it.
All right. Anyone opposed? All right, meeting is adjourned at 9:56.
Bye-bye.
All right. So we have an executive session.
That's just the 4 officers, right?
No,
is that
that's
all
the
of us?
entire
No,
committee.
that's
Okay, so whole committee. Okay, if I can.
Probably
hang
should
on
have
one
adjourned.
second. So, well, we did adjourn. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start booting people. Stand by 1 second. All right. Can everyone kind of double check what, well, actually, we're gonna stop sharing and stop recording.